Okay, this first tutorial is creating a meeting through Teams, and we're going to be using a team where we've already got our students added into this team. So the first thing we will do, we will open the team that we want to create the meeting for, go to the general channel. The reason we go to the general channel is because by default, everybody is automatically added to the general channel when you add someone to a team. We could, for example, create a meeting for a different channel in that team, and that channel may only have a small portion of students, or it might be a small group of students. So if you create the meeting through that channel, only those students will be included in that meeting. So in this case, we're going to invite everybody who's in this team. So we go to the general channel, and in the post section where we would post messages, we can see some previous meetings I made here and cancelled. We go down to the area where we'd normally post something, and instead of posting, we're going to click on this button here, the Meet Now button, this little camera. Click on this and you'll be faced with something like this. So you've got the option to either meet now, clicking on that will send a message for everybody to meet now. What we want to do is to schedule a meeting, and the reason we schedule a meeting is so that we can schedule our meetings. If it's distance learning, you want to schedule those meetings, those lessons with your students at their predefined time on their timetable. The reason is, if your students are doing distance learning with other teachers as well, there might be a clash. So sticking to the timetable is always a good idea, avoids any clashing. So I'm going to click on schedule a meeting. You can give this a title. So I'm going to call this ICT Year 10. And I always like to put the time, let's say 8:30 till 9. Half an hour lesson I think is more than enough. And let's say I like also putting, let's say, the period 1. So if the lesson, if that time is period 1, period 2, period 3, put that there. It's always good. Make sure your time zone is correct, because sometimes, or if the students have got a different time zone, then it might schedule the lesson in their calendar in the wrong place. So writing the time and the period in the title is always a good idea, because they will be able to see from the title when it's scheduled for. Then I'm going to schedule this for, let's say, Monday the 16th at 8:30, we said, till 9. Here you can put some information. For example, make sure you have your exercise books, and you can also add other details or other information about this lesson. Put the lesson objectives, so that way the students know what this lesson will be about. If this lesson is going to be questions and answers based on the project they've started or on the previous lesson, give that little description so the students know what this lesson will be about, and if they need any resources, tell them to have those ready. That's basically it. All we have to do now is click send. Quickly before I do that, if you want to add some people, for example, people which are not part of that team, maybe some other teachers, they might want to follow your lesson so they can see how you deliver a lesson. You can add them by clicking here and typing their name. By typing their name, it will automatically find the person. So when you start typing in that area there, if they're part of the company. If they're not, then you can, if your administrator has got guest links enabled, then you can type any email address, an external email address, for example, for a guest, and it will send them an email with a little link. We'll see links in the next one. So basically in this tutorial, I'm just going to click on send. And that's basically it. Automatically it posts the meeting in the channel, which is perfect. Everyone will be able to see it, and everybody will also get an email. But more importantly, it's going to put it in their calendar also. So if you have a quick look here, I've got a student which is already logged in into a private window. So if I, oh, hang on, not that one. If I move over to Monday, oh, where are we? There we go. So there's my lesson there. Can you see? That's been booked for them. So the student will be able to see all the lessons which have been booked for them by all the different teachers in their calendar. This is their go-to place, irrespective if they're getting an email. So clicking on this, the student prior can RSVP and simply tell the teacher, look, I'm going to be there, I'm going to attend. So there you go, I'm accepting this invitation. teacher will be notified. And on the day and the time, for example, on the Monday at 8:30, again, they will go to the calendar, click on, where are we? Let's go to Monday. They're going to click onto this meeting here, and they will simply join the meeting. Now, I'm going to suggest something, a quick piece of advice for you educators out there. So I'm just going to close this. In your section, if you go to your calendar, so this is my one now, I'm going to go to my calendar. Oh, I've got a whole load of meetings set up here. Let's just have a quick look. There we go. ICT Year 10, 8:30 at 9. So if I click on this, now what I'm going to suggest you do, all educators should do this, go to your area. Now, as you're the teacher, your person starting this meeting, when you click on the entry in the calendar, you get to add more people in. You can see student 1 has only been invited here. And you can add more people as well. But you need to click on meeting options. It's very, very important. When you go to meeting options, you have the option here. Okay, so if you can allow everybody to bypass the lobby, that's fine. A lobby is simply a waiting area where the attendees will wait until you start the meeting. I always leave it as everyone can bypass it. So if they connect earlier, they can already talk and collaborate. I normally have a slide there with a question for them to think about until the lesson starts. But what's important is this one, who can present. It says everybody. We don't want everyone to present. We want to make sure everybody's just an attendee. So I'm going to say only me, save. And that's it, guys. You don't have to do anything else. The students will also receive an email. Let me see if I can show you that as well. So they should also receive an email. This is a fake student account, so I'm good to go here. Okay, so there it is there. They've got the email. I've got a number of emails there. So when they click on this email, they've got the RSVP to this event, and they can also RSVP here. Now, here's the little trick. As soon as they click on yes, if they're going to attend, this email vanishes. It goes in the deleted because it actually stores it then in the calendar. So some people have always been coming back to me and saying, oh, but I clicked on yes, the email's gone. How do I join the meeting? So the place to go really is the calendar to find. So if I just do that for you, if I click on yes there, afterwards, that meeting will be vanished from here. And if they can't find it, the place to go would be from their calendar in here. I'm going to show you the next tutorial, another way of creating a meeting. Okay, this second tutorial is all about creating a link to a meeting. In the first tutorial, we learned how to schedule a meeting, and that meeting will be distributed to all the members of an existing team. And I also showed you how you can add other people to that meeting, even if they're not part of that team, by typing their name in. What I'm going to show you now is how you can create a link to that particular meeting, and you can send the link, or you can advertise it or share it with anyone. So whoever has a link, they will simply click on that link and they will be able to join the meeting. So here I've got a scheduled meeting already. It's a Year 11 ICT for 10 to 10:30, period 3, and this is scheduled for Saturday. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go find this very quickly in my calendar. So here is my meeting here. And now that it's been scheduled and it's been sent, if I click on this now, you will see down here in the details section where we would normally tell the students their resources or what the lesson objectives are. We've got this little footer at the bottom, which is actually something which is sent by email to everyone. And what you can do very easily here is right click on this with your right mouse button. That's the link we're going to copy, by the way, that long link there. I'm going to right click on that and I'm going to say copy link. Now, by going to a browser now, a new window, I can send that anywhere I want. I can put it in an email and send it. I can post it on social media, and anyone who has that link, there's the link. If I paste it and then enter it, it will take me directly to my teams and ask me to join now. Now, if somebody does not have a 365 account, that's fine also. What will happen, so if I close this and go back to my browser, they will be, if they don't have the application, it won't open the application automatically like it did for me, but they can say join on the web instead. And if they have a 365 account, and they've logged in, it will log in with their 365 account. If they don't, then they can join in as a guest. And what they will have to do is this. They will have to type a name, and basically just the name, so that the others will know who's actually joined in that meeting. So you can type either your name or nickname, if you want to stay anonymous, something else. So that's how you will create a link to a meeting that you've created through Teams, and you can share that link with everybody. So if I just say Tom and then join now, Tom will actually join the meeting. Okay, so he's actually waiting there for someone to let him in soon. He's actually waiting in the lobby. Okay, so I'm going to close that. And now what I'm going to do is show you another way. Okay, hi, this is the third method. This method is extremely useful if people do not have a 365 account, especially if you want to do distance learning for early years where they, one, probably will not have a 365 account and probably don't know how to log in. So the best way to do this is just to create a meeting and send them a link. Now, we're not going to use an existing team because that will invite all the members. So what we're going to do, we're just going to schedule a meeting, get the link to that meeting, and then we can send that link either to parents, or we can distribute it or put it on social media, any way you want to treat that hyperlink. So to do this, we're not going to use an existing Teams like we've done before. We're going to go directly to the calendar. And in your calendar, you're going to create a new meeting. And from the new meeting, I'm going to add some information. Let's say lesson on counting. Let's say it's early years. Okay, and now what's really important here is you have to add at least one person in here, in the recipient, so that it can generate the email which it's going to send, and at the bottom of that email it's going to have that link, and that's the link that you want. So I'm going to enter my email here very quickly. Okay, I'm going to just press enter. It says the results found. It can't find the results. The reason it can't find my email is because I'm the one that's actually creating this meeting, and I'm doing it through my account. Doesn't matter though. I'm still going to say fine. I'm going to click here, and when I click away, it's going to add me anyway. Okay, so I'm basically going to send an email to myself. Then you can add any information that you want down here, any information for the attendees or the students. And basically, once you've done that, just like before, you're going to click send. And as soon as you do that, you should see in your calendar, there you go, getting all my notifications. In your calendar, you see this lesson on counting we've just made. I'm going to click on this to open this up. And here is my link. Now I can right click, copy that link. Now I've copied that link. I'm actually going to show you how they can use that. So what's important is here we've got this meeting options. You really do want to go and change the settings here as before. So I'm going to click on that, and down here where it says who can present, I'm going to change this from everyone to only me. And again, you've got the bypass lobby if you want. I'm going to change this just so you see what it looks like if it's not people in my organization only. So if somebody is part of my organization or the school, they will be able to bypass the lobby. If it's a guest, because you want to really be careful who you're letting into these meetings, they will have to wait in the lobby. So if I just click on save, done. And now what I'm going to do is go back to my team, and then from here, so there it is again in my calendar, I go to my meeting. Now I'm going to join. Okay, so there's me there. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the link now to join again. So here it says waiting for others to join. So I'm going to use my link. There it is there. Well, I just copied it. When I press that, because I'm in incognito mode, so no, I'm not going to use the app. I'm going to use the web instead. So people, attendees, they don't have to have the application. Okay, and this should now take me to the meeting as a guest. I'm just going to click on here to allow my camera to work. There we go. I need to type a name, so I'm just going to type Tom, join now. Okay, my camera's on. I've just got it something on top of the camera there. There we go. Okay, so now it's saying someone in the meeting should let you in soon. Now remember, I only said people in my organization can actually bypass the lobby. Guests cannot. So I'm sitting here in the lobby until someone allows me. So if I go into my team area here, it says Tom is waiting in the lobby. Do I want to view the lobby or admit? If I admit, then I will allow him. If I view, I can see the people that are waiting, and I can either allow them or disallow them. So that's how you can very quickly and easily create a link to a meeting, send it to people that are guests, and you can distribute it. Again, very, very good for early years because they don't actually need to have an account to log in and follow a distance learning lesson. Okay, thank you very much. I hope you found it helpful.